Hey guys, it's Armadale here again, and we are at day 3 of Raid 3. This is my first solo attempt, and my fourth KC actually. I've only done 3 other KC, all dual, and this time I'm going to try to solo with a 115 invocation. I maximized the Warden. The last fight I have a reduced prayer, and I have 1 for Kephri for the bombs, and 2 Zebeks. That's it. I'm not going to get 150 because anything else might be a bit too hard. So, diving right in. I actually started at Zebek. The reason being, it's one thing the easiest room because you just run through the traps. You get a water bottle, and you see my rare candy there, or not rare candy, purple sweets. You just use those to run to the water, come back, fill up the tree, and because it's a solo, the tree can get healed in like 3 runs. So it's very easy. The only thing to be careful is little mini alligators, red ones. See that one right there? Gotta kill them. They will bite the trees down. Next, the boss fight, Zebek. I BGS back in twice. I think it works here, which reduces his defense. And then I just go full range. You can have a T-bow, or for me, I use ACB because that's what I've got. Now the next part, I'm going to freeze the frame and talk about it. So here, this is Zebek's special attack, and this one is interesting. You have to hide behind the rocks or you will just pretty much die. And the only way to hide behind the rocks without taking constant damage from the poison is to push or pull these water bottles into the right spots and then exploding it. This was one of the hardest mechanics that I had to learn because I just didn't understand what was going on. I died like 3 times here just learning the mechanic. So you can see here, I decided to push this bottle all the way up and then I shot at it, boop. That will, oh, oops, yeah, I shot at it and that will break the poison. And that water wave will kill you if you don't hide behind the rocks. Besides that, the rest of the fight is pretty simple. Avoid the blood stuff, avoid the poison on the ground. The second time he does this, it's usually a waterfall like a Galvic Fight from Dragon Slayer 2. Just dodge it like that. If you get hit, it's fine. You just get pushed back. But try to avoid getting pushed back because if you get pushed into the poison, you'll take a crap ton of damage. Here we have the water jug again. I pushed it, I shot at it, boop, the poison is gone, hide. You can start DPSing once you hide here, and you won't die. Afterwards, I went to Akkha's room. And the first one is again a puzzle. This time it's a light puzzle where you have to shoot the beam into the shield and then mine the center. And to do that, you pick up mirrors and you place the mirrors around and you have the light refract off the mirrors into the shield. So I'm not going to go into too many details. I'm just going to jump to the end. So you can see here, I mine, there's some walls that are mineable. I mine it and I put my last mirror down. I turn it clockwise or counterclockwise. You just keep trying to make it go where you want. And then it will shoot the other lasers. Shoot the other mirrors that I've already placed. Boop, 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 like that. And then you mine the center and done. The boss room here is Akkha, and this boss is actually very easy once you understand it. But the first time you do it, it's going to be confusing. There's too many things going on. But he has a very telegraphed order of doing things. He always starts the fight praying against melee and range, and you have to shoot him as maged. And then he always starts attacking as melee. And then the thing about him is there's a set rotation that he does. So the next thing he does is range, as you can see here. I pray range, and I have to use a different method to attack him. His first special attack is also very telegraphed. If you look now, the yellow light just went up and now the white light is going up, and then once I unfreeze the video, the red light will probably go up. Now the order of this is different every time, so you have to remember it. So I'm saying to myself mentally, yellow, white, red, and then whatever comes after. And the way to avoid it is just to simply step on the word that you memorized, and you will avoid all damage from this phase. So let's take a quick look at that right now. Yellow, white, red, and it was black, but I remembered it incorrectly, so I took some damage. Thank you. Anyways, kill the shadow here. If you don't kill him, you cannot damage the actual boss. Once the shadow is dead, you must lure the boss into the shadow that you just killed. So this quadrant right here. And it always starts at this quadrant. This is the only place he will take damage. If you lure him to a different quadrant, he will take no damage from you again. And at this point, you just kind of attack him. There are some more special attacks like you turn black, you turn white. Those, honestly, they're not that important. One of them, don't run around because you'll leave a trail of stuff that will blow your teammates up. The other one, you explode, but you don't take damage. When you explode, everyone around you takes damage. So when you're soloing, it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is quadrant number 2. It's always a sword or 2. And as I mentioned, you can only damage him when you're quadrant number 2. Now we move to quadrant number 3, which is this shadow. Obviously, the last one is quadrant number 4 down there. And let's just skip to the end of the boss fight. Finally, when you did all 4 quadrants, you get to the end where these white balls will run around randomly. If you touch one, you take damage, but it doesn't matter if you can take it. And the boss, only takes damage from melee, and you just do piety and kill him. Just like that. Easy. Okay. Every time you kill 2 bosses, a helpful spirit will come and offer you some supplies. This is very important because the supplies you choose here will determine the success and failure of your run. And you can refer to my supply guide, which is a different video, on what supplies you should bring. But the white ambrosia, that is the best item in the whole supply world. It heals you up to 100, not up to, like let's say you have 1 HP left. You drink the ambrosia, you go to 125 hit point. So obviously I'm going to choose that, and I'm going to go to the Kephri room. The puzzle rooms I'm going to skip because there's 6 of them, and I'm probably just going to make a separate video for it. But it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. So let's just go straight to the boss fight. That's what's interesting though. So in the boss fight, you must use the Kephri partisan. In the first part, he only does this fireball. You don't even need to pray range yet. Just turn piety on and look how fast I'm killing his shield. You will get downed on. That's actually down, like below down. When you get swarmed on, try to avoid it because it makes it so you cannot hit the boss and you might get trapped. So when the first phase happens, avoid the flying scarabs, kill the big scarabs, then shoot the small swarms. Each swarm you kill regenerates her shields more, and also you can blow pipe the swarms for a big heal. Some phases she'll spawn a scarab mage. I'm gonna freeze here because I'm not sure about the mechanics yet. There is no information that I found so far, but I tend to kill the mage ASAP because if the mage stays alive and she flies around, I tend to take 50 damage or 60. It's a lot of damage. I don't know the exact mechanics. Something about these blood orbs may be related. If you know the answer, please tell me in the comments. Also, this is an easy boss because you really just keep DPSing her down like this, and it's over. I didn't use a single supply for the last 2 bosses. Can you see that? Amazing, right? Alright, next let's go to the monkey room. Baba Baba. The Baba room is also very confusing at first. There's too many things happening. There's spawns, there are tasks that you need to do, but for the solo mode, just know that you need to drop some supplies to pick up a potion thing and a hammer. The hammer is to fix the roofs, the potion is to fix the fumes. And once you go in here, the little monkeys will start spawning. And you're supposed to hit them with the opposite style, like right now it's melee monkeys. So watch, I'm gonna range the melee monkeys. I'm gonna miss. So I said, you know what, screw it, go mage. So I go to a mage switch and I kill the monkeys immediately. Okay, let's freeze here. This is the first special. Do you see that red skull above the fumes? And then you can also see the chat box has an indication. This is one of the events that could happen. In this event, you must walk to the fumes and then click on your potion to fix the fumes. In a team, multiple fumes will need to be fixed, and in a team, only one person will get the notification. So that person needs to tell the rest of the team, hey guys, we need to stop the fumes. After a certain amount of monkey waves, it will finally end, but you gotta keep doing these special events, the fumes, the building the pillars, and then there's one more that I didn't mention. In a team setting, like a duo or a trio, there's one more setting where you need to DD in one spot and then have the one person use the cure on everybody. Okay, last mini boss, which is Baba the monkey. He is weak to melee, but we don't know if it's stab or crush yet. And he has many special attacks, and they're all very annoying. The first one, let's freeze here, is called sarcophagus. Oh my god, that's a hard word. You see on the ground those black dots? Well, if you stand on them, you'll take a lot of damage. Next, we have falling boulders. So you can see here, there's a little smoke, and then boulders come down. This one is easier to dodge, but between the sarcophagus and the boulders, I usually get hit by something. And then we have these extra rocks, extra boulders, I don't know. He'll throw this small boulder at you, and you must stand adjacent to the big boulders. If you don't, you will take a crap ton of damage, like 40 plus. This one's pretty easy, but remember, there's also falling rocks and sarcophagus. So this boss is all about running around, just dodging many different abilities while trying to stay near these boulders. And guess what? We have more boulders coming up. But before that, monkey ads, small little monkeys that attack you and then attack the walls. Do not ever let these small monkeys get to the walls, because if you do, the walls will break permanently and that wall will start spewing more boulders at you. Wow. Anyways, I killed the monkeys pretty fast. Oh, and now we have this kind of boulder, and then we have probably falling rocks or something. Oh, here we go. This is the last boulder attack. You will be pushed to the other side of the room, and then rolling boulders will come down. Let's freeze here. Why am I shooting this boulder here? Because it looks cracked. In the beginning, it's going to be hard to see it clearly, but once you get used to it, you'll know which one is cracked, and you must use a blowpipe to kill these boulders ASAP, because that is your only escape. You kill the boulders, you stand in its empty spot, and then you kill the next set of rolling boulders. If you don't, you'll get pushed back to the wall and take constant damage, and you will not recover because you don't have time to kill the next wave. You'll just end up tanking the whole wave and probably die. It takes a while to master, but once you do, this boss also becomes easy. And because this is the last one we did, there will be another helpful spirit giving us more supplies. Make sure you take out the supplies first. If you don't, your existing bag will disappear. So here I'm going to take everything out, and then I'm going to get a new bag. It will override if you don't. Again, the helpful spirit is here, and again, I'm going to choose the one that has the white ambrosia, because it is just too good not to have. I'm going to enter the boss raid with 4 white ambrosias. That is almost 1,000 hit points. Let's go. I made a mistake. I forgot to bring my DDS. I'll explain that later. But essentially, you want to attack the pillar by standing on the east side, blocking those little red orbs from coming out. So orientate your compass, stand on the east side. That way, the red UFOs, they're called UFOs, they won't hit you. And then the next one will be yellow UFOs. I stupidly did not move in time, or I moved into the wrong place. I got hit by the yellow UFOs. So keep doing this until you have to step on the other side when it's almost dead. You'll know when to step because you take a lot of damage. But yeah, kill this obelisk and the first warden will spawn. Look at his prayers so then you know what to attack with. There's going to be many different special attacks left and right, dodging the pillar stuff. Too much to go in detail here. This is going to be an easy to understand guide. Just dodge stuff, man. Run around and dodge stuff. Eat when you need to. And the idea here is you're going to attack the warden until he kneels down and he'll drop some sort of like, I don't know, anima. And you attack the anima. You always max hit here. And every time you hit the anima, he takes damage. You can see here. So he's about halfway down here. And once it's done, he'll change phases. You have to just do this all over again. Phase 2 is even more crazy. Now you have to dodge the ground breaking and a bunch of other stuff. So watch. I haven't figured out exactly how the ground thing works. I think where he looks, the ground will break. But you can see how the ground is breaking, and it's either left, right, or center. But if you dodge it, you'll take less damage. He'll do this too, where you have to kill these little red things, and he'll take some damage when you do. But it's usually just dodging the floor breaking, and I'm still pretty bad at it. Oh, and now there's a little ad. You see that Zebek, the crocodile, he's up, and you have to do this, and you'll get attacked by multiple things. Ambrosia here is really good because look at that, I just healed back up to 150. Moving on. Once he's at a certain hit points, we'll enter the very final phase. But before we do that, I want to bring your attention to here. I don't know if you noticed it, but my raid has been ticking down since 30 minutes ago. It's been a stressful run, and this was my first solo run. Okay, back to the mechanics. The very last phase, we have lightning crashing down. Almost kind of like Ohm last phase. You know, when you have to just dodge stuff and hit. There's a recurring theme here. Dodge stuff and hit him misranged. This is kind of copied. But anyways, with enough brews and ambrosia, this should be pretty easy. Just dodge everything. And victory! My first 115 invocation solo. I went from 50 invocation with a dual partner to 150 invocation on full void and failing miserably, and now soloing 115 invocation. For what? Absolute trash. The goal here is I first need to get a thread so I can upgrade my room pouch, which will let me save an inventory space. I can store the astral rooms. That's one more brew I can bring. Next, I need a jewel, any jewel, to put into my Keris. Some jewels will actually heal me, some jewels deal more damage to the scarab, so any jewel to upgrade my cures. And lastly, I want a Fang, which will be my new BIS stab weapon. I can put my spear away if I get a Fang. Once I have these upgrades, which actually only requires 50 invocation, so I should have gotten it this run. But anyways, once I have these upgrades, I can definitely try the 150 invocation for Masori, which was the goal all along, since 4 months ago. I think I mentioned this, I did a prep series, 10 episodes, where I prepped for Race 3 for 4 different months. Yes, that's all, everybody. I will be making more detailed guides and specific guides for each parts coming up. And I really love making guides. And if you guys can like and subscribe this video, that would be really helpful to help me grow my channel and to motivate me to do more guides. I hope you learned something today. I hope to see you in Race 3. Hit me a PM if you want to ever raid together. Bye.